Hey everybody, welcome to the Toddcast podcast. My name's Todd Baysinger. I'm your host.
You're Todd Baysinger, but I'm Todd Baysinger.
But if you're Todd Baysinger, then who's that? I thought that was Todd Baysinger.
Hey, if I'm Todd Baysinger, then who's this? I'm Todd Baysinger.
Hi, I'm Ben Friedman.
It'll work.
Tony Lee did 9/11.
Twice. So it's actually...
That's too much math.
Yeah.
All right, someone get this show started. Say some contextual things.
The weather in Dubuque today is fuck degrees.
Am I in the frame here?
Yeah, totally.
Is everyone?
You can tell Tony's on the edge.
All right, welcome to the Toddcast podcast. We're going to do some podcasting about all things Dubuque comedy.
A little podcasting and a little Toddcasting.
Mostly Toddcasting.
Yeah. We're not a big podcast gang.
Any Todds out there?
Nah, that's a stupid fucking name.
Yeah. So how'd the show go tonight, guys?
I loved it. I really did. It's the first
Welcome
time
back, Tony Lee!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been on a
Good
hiatus. It was good to see you guys. I'm glad to be back.
How many weeks has it been?
My kid's 2 months old and I've been out to do comedy like once or twice since she's been born. So, yeah. I don't know. I also have a mic issue with the way I hold them and speak into them, so that might even help.
Yeah, you got to talk into the mic more.
Yeah. Hello, folks.
Talk about something, you idiots.
I'm trying, Todd. It's hard, okay?
I'm Ben.
The
What are you talking
Baysinger
about?
got rid of their Confederate sign. That's some Dubuque news. I think it's gone. I haven't seen it for weeks.
Is that true?
Yeah. And now I can go have barbecue. I'm excited.
I'm not allowed there. They don't like me
Confederates
too
hate barbecue.
It's true. Do you guys remember how
They
they
hate black
fucking
people, but they
shut
do
down
make
the
the
road
best
in front of the
ribs.
corner grill for a while?
Good ribs.
I went there to get a gyro, and the guy was trying to tell me that it was a conspiracy against him, that the Dubuque city whatever was like...
That they put up that closed road?
Yeah, that they did that to fuck him.
Dude, I'm so on board with that.
Right? It literally, it says, if it looks like a duck, if it smells like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck.
Why would they do that, though? Like, what?
That was all he told me, is that there was a duck.
But we don't want Euros in this town. Get the fuck out of here, you Greek son of a bitch. Like, what? Why are they conspiring against...
Pronounced gyro.
No, it's not.
Shut up.
You can leave if you like.
Go get a gyro from the gyro stand, if that's what you're looking for.
Oh.
Some music for the moment.
Yeah, a little intermission break. All right.
Todd, did you watch that me and Levi talk about life or whatever video? By the way, if you haven't seen it, on our YouTube channel at, I don't remember what I called it, Dubuque Comedy Channel.
Yeah.
Since we just...
DCC, baby!
Yeah. We have Levi and I had a little discussion about religion and the meaning of life. It's really insightful stuff. If you guys want to check it out,
Classic comedy material.
it really was. Someone commented like, "Is this comedy or religion?" Question
I
mark.
love that comment so much. It was just some guy that couldn't handle a serious conversation for 2 seconds.
If you want to get
It was not for 2 seconds. It was like a good 45 minutes.
That's true.
Of just Randy's down here like collecting bottles, trying to get us to fuck off. It's just me and Levi at the end. And then we made out, which was weird.
How is that weird? You guys do that all the time.
You're not supposed to know about that, Tony.
We're all here. We're all friends here.
The reason I brought that up is because there's a moment in the video where we're starting to pick up some steam with the conversation, and then Todd comes in and just distracts the shit out of us with like Cards Against Humanity cards or whatever little shenanigan he's pulling over there. I feel like Todd is just trying to sabotage his own podcast.
You know what I want to know about?
Which is kind of funny, just in concept, that we named the podcast after Todd, and then he just wants nothing to do with it. He just tries to fuck it up any chance he can.
Let's get him interested in whatever we're talking about. But what I want to know about is bronies. Like, where the fuck did
See,
that
this is
come
why
from?
Yeah,
this is why me
Where
and
did that
Tony
come from?
This is why me and Tony are starting a separate podcast where it's just me and him. Get rid of you fucking losers. We're gonna talk about bronies all day.
We're going to talk about two things. They're going to be bronies and Scientology. And they will probably have us murdered.
I had a roommate who was a brony.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
Oh, it's gonna be a Scientology.
No.
Which would be worse?
Yes.
Is it something that like it's a interest that he had when he was younger, and then he just like kept
I don't
cultivating it, or is
know,
it-
dude. I don't know if it was like
Define fucking brownie.
I got a joke.
for the layman, a brony is a adult male who is obsessed with the show My Little Pony, and
To be fair,
It teaches you
we got a
about
brony here, folks.
I'm not.
I got a joke.
What's the joke, John? You're like Robert. You're dropping in with jokes.
You want to change out this mic real quick?
What do you call a brony that's high all the time?
I don't know.
Stony.
A pop brony.
Awesome. Todd Baysinger,
folks. No, I don't know if he actually liked it or if he just liked it ironically. Like if he thought it was funny to like it. But we would always fuck with him. We'd always take his little pony doll and we'd like put a noose around its neck and like hang it from the ceiling fan and shit just to fuck with him. Because we knew how to get into his room. We just put a butter knife in and we could pop his room open, like look on his computer and see all the porn he's watching and shit.
That's all it took to get into his room was just a butter knife.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
They're an interesting demographic. Like the guy that introduced me to the whole concept, I asked him he asked me, he said, you know what we call female bronies? And trying to be a smart ass,
12?
I was like, I don't know, ponies? And he's like, no, they're Pegasisters.
Oh boy.
Virgins.
Yeah. People with
Dude.
first world problems.
Fucking bronies and furries. You guys know about furries?
Oh, I know.
That's a
No
culture
idea what
matches.
brownie was, but furries.
Yeah.
That's gonna go.
Isn't there a comedian named Chris Coffman that's a furry?
I can see myself getting into that.
I
The
could
bunny
too.
from Space Jam.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
fuck the
dude.
shit out
That's
of
a
that,
fine ass bunny.
Bugs?
Her name's Lobo.
Oh, that's right. There's
Bugs
another
Bunny
bunny.
consistently cross dresses.
First, I was like, "There's one rabbit in the movie."
The bunny from Space Jam. Michael Jordan?
Bill Murray? Was that my buddy? Oh,
I
shoot.
don't know, but they both jump real high. He's got eyes.
He's Kevin Spacey.
It's not like a cartoon thing for them though. It's more like an anime thing where they have the big eyeballs and
Yeah.
like, they I don't know.
Anime and cartoons are way
Lots of
different.
dialogue.
They are, dude. Like American cartoons and anime are completely different because American cartoons don't have the weird subculture of like 27-year-old virgins that just are obsessed with them.
Yeah. There is not an unattractive female character in any anime ever.
So
I
hentai.
think Tony's an anime
Actually,
fan
no.
over
You
here.
want to know something fucked up that my wife actually told me about? And
You have a wife?
Yeah, she's fucking educated, dude. So, like,
Funny has to be.
right? So she told me about this thing called the Bechdel test, and it's not the rectal test; it's the Bechdel test. And
Something for
basically, what it
autism
is,
or what is it?
It's well, I don't know if it applies to anything more than movies, but when you're watching a movie, if there's ever two female characters that have a conversation with each other about anything other than a man, and 99% of all movies fail this test, like everything. So just think about it as you watch TV.
Is this some sort of like this is why movies are not good because they're not?
No, it's not that those movies aren't good. It's just like you kind of do really think about it. Like things are mostly told from male perspectives all the time.
Wait, you're saying 99% of movies don't have a
I would be interested to find out
a one-on-one female conversation about something other than the D. Oh.
I'd be interested to find out how many one-on-one conversations between two men in a movie are about a woman.
A lot.
There's only two.
A lot.
Like,
Dude, how many movies are dudes chasing poon?
A lot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Space Jam.
Right?
I don't know. I didn't know you had a wife. I thought that was just your.
I have a kid, man.
I know that.
You can
I
have.
thought it was like your baby mama.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing a Tom Galloway deal.
Tom's watching.
No, we're like.
Also, a Matt Banwart.
Matt Banwart.
Yeah,
Yes.
he says howdy.
Howdy, Matt Banwart. That's great. He's like he's what I am in Dubuque, in Des Moines. That made no sense.
He's 12?
We're 12-year-old brothers.
Okay.
Oh, so he's like
Him
he's
and
like an.
Austin Black.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Make up the.
The Doogie Houses of Iowa.
You guys should do a themed show of like the young men of comedy in Iowa.
The young and the restless.
You can have it at a
And
teen
just
dance.
just market
Bliss of comedy.
just market towards 65-year-old women and just do the show with your shirts off.
They'll each give you a check.
That's kind of our
$5.
demographic. Is
Dude, you would kill with that demographic. I think that's where you gotta go.
They'd pinch your cheek and hand you a butterscotch. Good job.
Pinch your dick and hand you their vagina.
Wow. That's a smart thing you said.
I need a beer.
Clever.
I learned today that the word ostracize has nothing to do with ostracize.
Todd, you're on.
ooh,
What?
that's a big move.
I'm learning things.
Hey, I don't do that.
Well, tag team action. What up, Todd?
Hi. ¿Qué pasa? Amigo,
What's up?
you look super Latino with like the facial fuzz the
You
way
look
you got
super
it.
Latino all the time.
Hey, I'm actually partially Latino. I'm actually part black. Holy
Get
shit.
out of my country.
I forgot to mention that. Today's Martin Luther King Day. I have a relative from the way back that came over as a slave on the Mayflower, so I am like 18%. I don't know.
Mayflower?
I'm like 80.
Well, that
No, I'm like 87% black. No.
With that being said, get the fuck out.
What the fuck?
I'm kidding.
We have the right to refuse service.
Oh,
Maybe the Amistad? Wait, that turned out.
so drinking
Levi,
Budweiser,
get on
huh?
there.
Yeah.
Drive this conversation.
Hey, what's up?
Todd, you're done. You're off the
If
team.
if you go 3 seconds without saying something, you're off. You're
All right.
Fuck,
No,
we need topics out of a hat. Fucking
Go get those Cards Against Humanity hats.
Yeah, dude.
Cards.
the fucking no. Seriously though, one of the best nights I feel like we've had in this place was the night that we did the topics pulled out of a hat. Like the crowd was good. We all fucking killed it. Oh man, that was just insane.
We got like a topic generator up in here.
Yeah.
I was the only one
I
who
was-
didn't do
Yeah.
the improv, and then some chick sitting up in front was like, "You didn't pick a thing from the hat," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I
don't do that.
I don't
Yeah.
do that." And she was like very disappointed.
I actually found it was pretty interesting that Ben actually knew what Urban Dictionary was.
Everything you pulled out of the hat.
He does have an internet
Do you guys
connection.
know what clam bake is?
Clam bake?
Clam bake. Do you guys know what that is?
Clam bake. It sounds like a seafood
My
restaurant.
whole family knows what it is, and I have no
It's
idea.
like a sex thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it like
Your
the
fr-
same
your
thing
family's
as a
into some weird
barbecue
shit.
but with just clams?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But they giggled too much for that to be true.
Ooh, there you
So
go.
they must be thinking
Yeah.
of like just people getting high in a van.
That's the thing? That's
Yeah,
what I-
just
that's
roll up all the windows, you know.
It's called hot box.
Yeah, I thought
There's
It's also
different
called
terms
clam
for it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Question 1, Tony. How do you like your eggs cooked?
Oh. Scrambled.
Yeah.
To be simple about it.
Yeah, definitely a big scrambled guy. Todd?
On a hot sidewalk.
Oh, carefully.
Yeah. On a hot day, gotta.
That's science.
Do you clean the dirt
Other than
off
that,
the
other than
sidewalk?
that, over medium.
That's science. Because it's hot outside, there's no germs, so you won't get sick.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the sun kills all the bacteria.
Right.
So,
Like when fermented, grown, and oven baked.
It's organic
yeah.
with
I'm all
extra
about
added
that.
minerals from all the dirt on the ground.
Yeah, I'm all about organic shit.
You a vegan?
Fuck no.
I had a friend who watched a documentary on veganism. Is that the right word? And he was vegan for 2 days. He was on discipline.
Wow, that sucks. So Ben, do you believe in love at first sight?
I mean, I have seen Space Jam.
Hell yeah. Everyone loved that
Taught
first
me
episode.
a lot about life.
Hell yeah. Who was your favorite character in Space Jam?
It's got to be Martian.
Hell yeah. Solid.
Definitely.
Mine was
solid.
Muggsy Bogues. He killed it as himself.
Yeah.
He's so short.
Great cameo, man.
Yeah, it was a solid cameo, especially when he acted like he couldn't play basketball. Oh my god.
I feel like the one that really went for the Oscar in that movie, and I mean, totally rivaled like Denzel as far as performances go, was the Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, it's true. Very true.
Absolutely.
Killed
Like,
it.
I heard
Also,
he went to Juilliard, man.
His number on the back of his jersey is an exclamation point. It's pretty wild.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Muggsy Bogues thinks the same thing.
I
I believe I
Muggsy
can
Bogues
fly.
went to
That's a good
Juilliard.
song.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
pee on someone too.
Yep.
I've never heard anything. Mm,
Wink, wink.
no, I mean, I believe I can fly just totally cancels that out. I believe I can fly.
If you could give yourself a new name, what name would you pick?
Todd.
I feel like Chris wants to hop in here.
Oh yeah, I'll
Chris should hop in. Chris is a
Chris,
funny
what do
fucking
you want your
guy.
name to be?
My new name should be Professor Powercock, the Mighty Muff Melter.
He's thought about this.
That's it. You can expect paychecks in the mail immediately.
Sure.
You're getting royalties for that one.
Mr. Mighty Cock.
Oh,
I'd want my new name to be Muggsy Bogues. Or R. Kelly.
I like. I don't think I want to stick to one name. It's like Puff Daddy. Yeah,
Puff
just change his
Daddy.
name.
Yeah.
Like 8 times in a row.
Yeah.
he did it.
Now it's
He
just
did.
Diddy.
No, now it's Love.
What?
He changed his name to Brotherly Love, and then he cut the Brotherly.
Is he
And
from
was just
Detroit?
Love.
Or wait,
Love.
this,
Wow.
Which is pretty. It's pretty gangster. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well, my new nickname is
Hey,
Hate Crime. Happy Martin Luther King Day, guys.
I feel like I should just make my name Donald Trump and see what I can do with that.
Neil, you can grab
apparently a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
You can do whatever you want. You can grab
I
by
could
the pussy.
probably, yeah, right? I could get a small loan for $1 million from my father.
Yeah, a small one.
Fucking no, you know what's fucked up? Okay, so you know who's all right?
Here we
so
go.
like something hit him in the face.
Everybody who spoke out against Trump is either now dead or a sex offender, and fucking that's
Everyone.
a separate issue in and of itself,
Ain't nothing better than a dead sex offender.
Every
Right.
single person
right?
that didn't like Trump is now dead or a sex offender.
Right? And fucking, I was reading the paper the other day.
Well, I'm not dead, so what's that leave? Hey, what's up, Ben? You're looking pretty good today.
Fucking, so James Franco is in the news because apparently, like, he's just woke up like, well, Aziz Ansari is fighting it. Someone's like throwing that in his face apparently, but like, fucking James Franco woke up like, I'm losing relevance. Oh god, I gotta run down the street and just grab a bunch of pussies like I'm running for president or something.
What's the last movie you saw?
Movie?
I just watched
That movie sucked,
We're
dude.
coming here. What the fuck did I even watch? It was forgettable, apparently.
All right.
Fuck.
Has anyone else seen the Jean-Claude Van Damme show on Amazon? Dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah?
It is fucking great. I'll review that right now and give it like 15 out of 3 stars. That fucking... Alright, so it's Jean-Claude Van Damme playing himself in a world where, as his whole career passed as an action star, he was also like a secret agent, like fucking shit up. And it's
What's it called?
JCVD, or I don't know that's it. It might be Jean-Claude Van Johnson. I don't remember.
You got your porns mixed up.
Oh yeah, because his code name is Johnson, and it's
So was mine.
I saw my first Fast and the Furious movie. That's what it was.
Oh,
Fate of the Furious, the newest one, the first one I've ever seen.
You started at the end. That's not the same, man.
Yeah, Paul Walker's not even.
You don't know what you missed.
Yeah, he had a obligation or something.
He did
right.
I didn't think I missed.
He couldn't be in that one. He had to do like another movie.
Was it the one where Vin Diesel, like everyone keeps yelling "family" at Vin Diesel, like?
Yeah, that's
Not all of them.
The word family.
Yeah, that's pretty much everyone.
What's Vin Diesel's family gonna say?
They chug a
betrays his family.
They chug a Corona and they're like, family.
Against his family. He's got to race his family.
I watched the 7-minute video by Ludacris before I watched the movie. He caught me up really quick.
Yeah. So basically, the plot of the movie is Paul Walker dies in a car accident.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
R.I.P.
And then he takes a left.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
And then we all go watch She's All That.
That's so Raven.
No.
I'm
that
Betty.
show's fire.
Paul.
Who was when Chris was your highlights joke? Dude,
You know what?
I got
didn't
down with
wanna-
highlights, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
dude.
didn't want to ruin your bit, but I actually used to work for that company, and I'm fucking
real?
here.
Well, you're about to die.
Did you
now.
make those puzzles? Spent a lot of time in the dentist office, man.
No. He sold highlights when he was 7. Like,
No, like seriously, the call. Okay, so I
It was
told
for
that joke
Boy
about the
Scouts.
fart where my fucking buddy he went to go tell on me to some chick that he was hitting on. But yeah, that's where I worked for Highlights for Kids, and I got in trouble one time because this guy didn't want it, and I was like, "Well, your kid's gonna be stupid."
Got it.
Yeah, they got me on recording. Like, don't say that to people.
So you got fired?
No, they moved me to a different program where I was bill collecting for a newspaper in Boston that was selling people newspapers in like Louisiana from Boston, and it was fucking stupid.
all right. Last movie I saw, Space Jam.
Yeah.
Last book you read?
Space Jam.
The screenplay for
Last play you watched?
Space Jam.
Last porn parody you saw?
Jam Space.
Oh, that's so much better. Oh, that's so good.
All right.
Levi, jump in. Give this some structure.
Okay.
Anyone, you guys like crosswords?
It's like a terrible setup.
Well, on the
Y'all like chicken noodle soup?
on the subject of porn, I just wanted to. I've been really bothered by porn lately. If I can continue the porn conversation. Why does everything gotta be a stepmom or a brother or a sister? I have to turn the volume down now, and I like hearing the plots and the moaning and all that, and now I don't get that. Because I gotta make sure I don't hear about the mother or the brother or the sister.
That has been a big thing lately. Is that sort of genre?
It's huge.
Porn has ramped up.
I actually have to
that's,
search
That's what
things.
people.
Now every time someone says
You're just unplugging your controller.
Unplugged. This
Like
is the Toddcast podcast. Unplugged.
We're gonna sell a lot of acoustic guitars now.
as soon as
I would
you-
imagine because they're more accessible than other women.
You guys look like Nickelback. Ben's like the little brother.
I was just thinking, there's two hats.
You unplug his controller.
There's too many hats. I'll take mine off.
Thinks he's playing.
So
that's weird though that has. But sorry to derail this conversation.
Go for it.
No, let's
But that's
talk about
like
it.
what recently that's become a big thing. Like that's the number one searched for thing. Is
Everyone's
like
trying to
weird
get it on
family
their family.
porn type of stuff.
It's like, God, if
I'm
my
not okay with
mother-in-law
it.
was only hot,
I like
I could
it.
fuck her.
The psychology of that is fascinating. Like what the fuck is going
I
on?
mean, the
here?
whole Oedipus thing is always.
Yeah.
That's been around
I
for a
don't
long
want to fuck
time.
my
so.
mom though. Who wants to fuck? Well, Todd can't because he's.
Ooh.
I bet she was a horrible lady anyway.
Pretty soon we're gonna have your grandmothers. It's just gonna escalate from here. We gotta stop it now.
all right, so
You sound doing like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
You guys look like you're at a you guys look like you're doing a Q&A for.
Yeah, this is
at a
this
gay
is
porn
10x
convention.
Dubuque. If you want to.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
You guys look like the high school news team from Barrows, Alaska.
I was on my high school's news team.
What is your question for this gay porn
College
convention?
news team.
What's the weather going to be like on Wednesday?
What's the weather going to be like on Wednesday? Cold and unforgiving.
Like your
Sounds right.
Now. All right. So.
Are you guys single? Are you guys single people?
We just did a.
I am.
Yeah, I am a single. I am a single man.
We're all three single.
Yeah.
So you guys watch and let your girls friends know
Now,
about us.
question. Follow-up question. Are you single by choice, or are you single
Oh no,
out of circumstance?
I'm just really bad at talking to women.
Okay.
I recently tried to hit on a girl. This was recent. I went up to her, and all I could think of was I asked her, "Do you like oatmeal?" And I thought that was a good icebreaker because I hate
That is
oatmeal.
good.
So I have an opinion on something, and I was looking for an opinion from her. She went, "Eh." So then I'm stuck talking about my hatred for oatmeal until she eventually walked away.
You know what your problem is?
What's
You
my
have an
problem?
Opinion about oatmeal.
Yeah.
I hate oatmeal.
That's a hard thing
it's
to
warm
fall in
cereal.
love with, is somebody who's taken the time to think about oatmeal.
Yeah, no. Yeah, remember those?
You gotta let her know you're a sophisticated man somehow.
Yeah.
I think it's. All I'm saying.
Is it the texture, or is it just the fact that it takes too much time to make versus cereal?
It's the texture, it's the taste, it's everything about oatmeal. I'm just not a fan. They also don't like when you talk about placenta. That was another. She asked me where I'm from.
That was your lead-in to the conversation?
She asked me where I'm from. I said, I'm from here.
I'm from placenta.
And she goes, oh, this bar? I'm like, yeah, I was born right here.
What have I done? Scurry off into the night.
That was not the question I was expecting. Dang it!
You just run away into the alley.
Have you guys ever heard that if you have a baby, you feed the baby the placenta of a puppy that you get at the same time? Or no, you feed the placenta from the
Does
baby.
it have to
born
be
the
like
puppy.
hourglassed like that? It has to be the same time?
Exact same time.
That's amazing.
And then they're bonded for life. That baby and that kid.
That doesn't work.
The same thing happens if you
Well, how
let
do
that
you know?
baby fuck the puppy.
That's true.
Ooh.
That's more likely to bond
That's
them
a
for
deep
life.
bond, yeah.
What about you, Ben?
Yeah, hit me with it. What do
Are you looking for
I'm
love?
thinking about Royce, and I'm chilling.
Cool.
I'm out here chilling.
Just chilling.
Me
Just
too.
chilling, man. I'm doing me. I'm
You
just
are
like-
doing you, yeah. No one else is.
You got a lot more. You got a lot more free time. You know.
That is true.
You can do what you want.
You got
That's a good John Mulaney quote. Is what happens when you're single? You get a lot of work done. It is true though.
It is
You
true.
do get a lot of
Very
work
true.
done.
Yeah.
Todd felt that this wasn't goofy enough, so now we're going to say this. What's the new fad diet? Puppies! All right.
I love puppies.
And yours?
What helped Obama unwind? Muhammad. Praise be unto him.
Muhammad. Yeah, no, being single
Thanks
is nice. Yeah, I just really don't feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like bringing somebody into my mess.
Hey.
Well, my mom actually recently convinced me to start doing online dating.
Friends make secrets, but secrets don't make friends. So.
Do you really want to know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
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 It's a great joke.
Okay, but it's on you, Ben. I'm coming into frame.
Uh-oh. Should I step out?
No,
You
but-
should stand up.
Yeah, you need.
Or maybe just plop one of those
Can you
legs on the
stand
table.
on? Yeah, plop a leg on the table.
Yeah, I can do that.
What I said to Ryan is, Ben is about a half-inch away from wearing capri pants. I love the ankle socks with 3 inches of just pure white male, just hanging out for everyone
In some
to see.
cultures, this was considered sexy. So.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
true.
like in the 1800s, you'd have been giving gay dudes boners.
The action in the back.
Oh yeah.
It's tight back there.
ankles?
I've seen it.
Oh my gosh. They were so like veiny. That Achilles was just like popping out.
Some guy just ran down the stairs.
What is happening?
This is now
Oh,
a men's fashion podcast, according
Yeah.
to Chris. So let's get at it, guys. You know,
What is worse looking, Crocs or
Chris
skirts?
What are skirts?
Skirts are a combination of skirts and shorts. They are a skirt in the front
That's what tennis players
and
wear,
shorts
right?
in the
That's
back.
like a tennis golf.
Oh, that's
thing.
hot.
No.
Oh,
That is just a combination of
They're wearing two
there
articles
are
of clothing at the same time.
leggings connected to the skirt. A skirt is it actually looks like shorts in the back, and in the front it looks like a skirt.
Why?
I don't know.
Crocs are worse.
Crocs are worse?
no, I think Crocs get a bad rap, man.
They're
breathable, very functionable. Instantly gets you to functionable.
That's a word.
Instantly gets you to like second base. So that's
That's
science.
Okay. Ben, second base is not holding hands.
Take it.
I mean, you really
I wouldn't
need
hold
to-
somebody's hand if they were wearing Crocs.
Is second base someone looking at my ankles or no?
they're
Whoa, hey, whoa.
Ooh, he's getting shy, ladies and gentlemen. He's a shy one, that Ben Friedman.
Yeah, I don't... Skirts were a thing that were really, really popular. Not really popular. They were popular in certain groups during the early 2000s. But they were not a good idea. And you should never wear them. All right. So let's
breaking
see.
new ground with this Toddcast
Yeah.
podcast.
So let's see what Todd decided to say. Teen pregnancy. Bet you can't have just one. All right.
Nice.
Hey!
All right.
What is the
So,
maximum amount of teen pregnancies you could have? What is that's
I don't know. Triplets.
I think
Well-
it's 47 and a half.
No.
9 months in.
yeah, you would have to...
When can you start
If you got
conceiving?
pregnant-
7 is that 7 years? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Well, how
7
many-
years?
What's the average?
How many 9-month segments can you fit in between 13 and 19?
Yeah. So 7. Well, how many 9 months? How many 9-month periods are there in 7 months?
Unless you get pregnant while you're already pregnant, which I heard can
4
happen.
and 3,
Yeah.
8,
Yeah.
9. You can get 9
That can
teenage
happen.
pregnancies.
It happens for puppies. That happens in humans.
Yeah, it
too?
happens in humans. You can get pregnant while you're pregnant.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I was
So
wondering,
wait, you
like,
shoot
that's
one
like-
out and then you.
There's one already in there?
Yeah,
No,
you got
it
one
has
with
to be-
chaser?
Pushes it out.
It has to be far along,
The baby's like
far
this
enough
is-
along into the, I don't even know what trimester it starts, but it has to be far enough along into the conceiving process so that, because your body starts to shut down the actual ovaries so they're not able to reproduce, and then there's a certain point where it starts to revert back into its normal stage. So at that point, you are still able to begin the process of conceiving another child.
Levi reads a lot of books.
I like
Well-
books. I like books.
I go to Levi with all my gynecological questions. I mean, I really do.
I would.
He's the one who explained what that musty smell was.
Oh, by the way, I have your ointment if you...
Or kind of an in-house OBGYN.
What is
Yeah.
that? What is that baby thinking?
What is that baby thinking?
Who's this fucking new guy in here?
You're cramping my style, Holmes.
Mooching on my turf. What are you doing?
There's
It's like that baby doesn't even get to be the baby for a couple of years before another one's born. It's already like the oldest or
Yeah,
the
that
middle
does suck.
child.
I
That
feel,
does suck.
This body.
I feel like that's how like twins absorbed the other one. Like really, there was just the first one. Then the new one came in, and the baby's like, "No, fuck that."
They had a turf war. What's the movie with you're gonna be mad at me for not knowing the name of it right now.
Oh.
What's the movie with is it just called Warriors?
The Warriors?
Warriors come out and play.
Yeah. It's just called Warriors? Yeah. I imagine it's like that.
Yeah.
Is they get all of the white chromosomes together and or the white blood cells together, and then they get all of the red blood cells together, and they just have a turf war. In different
joke.
themed garbs. Thank you, I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I called them white chromosomes, so I don't know how smart it was. Oh, you're leaving. I was going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh, were you?
It's okay. You can leave.
Are you sure?
I'm here to add stimulating conversation.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, I am running for president in 2020
Yes, you are.
I do have a good
under
question.
the Bull Moose and Flying Squirrel Party.
I got a good question for you guys.
Yes.
I didn't know if you used this in a joke, but it's a legitimate discussion. Do you stand or sit to wipe your butt?
I sit.
I sit.
I stood when I was a little kid, and then I got shit on my elbow somehow. And I just sit.
It kind of depends, because, like, I do my preliminary wiping while sitting, but sometimes I stand up.
Yeah, you got you got
Feel
to.
some spackle in there. It's like, oh no.
I'll
You gotta
turn.
dig deep in.
I'll turn around and stand up just to admire what I just made.
Oh no, that's guaranteed.
What do you
I
got,
take
Levi?
big shit.
I honestly never thought about standing up.
Yeah,
It's never
You
crossed
never
my
did.
mind.
I thought he was
use
gonna say
that
he
as an
doesn't
option.
poop.
Yeah, no, I don't.
He don't.
That's what I thought he was gonna say too. It was gonna be. Honestly, I've never wiped my ass. I
You
just don't do
you don't
that.
shit.
My shits are just so perfect that they just are one clean motion.
Yeah.
And it's done with.
It doesn't
Is that
even.
not the best feeling?
That'd be amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be very happy with
It
that.
like,
It's really.
It is
hits
the best
the water
feeling, yes.
like an Olympic diver.
It's like,
no
wow.
splash.
Some rush.
I get to save on toilet paper for this next couple of days. Like,
I used to stand, and then I heard there was another way, and I
When you say used to, what do you mean? Like how long
Alright.
did you go standing?
I mean, like last year.
I got a question. In grade school, when you went to the urinal, did you pull your pants all the way down?
No,
Grade
never.
school. I'm talking like, ooh, still do, man.
Yeah? You just bare ass that shit? Like,
I like to really.
I thought it was weird. Like, in third, fourth grade, there's just a bunch of bare ass kids in the bathroom. Like, I'm like, you guys know you don't have to pull your pants all the way down, right?
What?
What?
But every now and again, you'd look over at the kid with his pants pulled all the way down and be like, "Holy shit! I don't have those Wonderoos."
I thought you were gonna go a different direction.
I always thought
Are
it was
those
weird.
underpants with Wonder Woman on them?
Or are you
Well,
just happy to see
I'm
me?
sure some Wonderoos have Wonder Woman on them.
I don't think we're there yet.
I always thought it was weird the teacher needed to know if you're pooping or peeing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not their business.
Well, she wanted to know like a time frame that was going to be necessary to leave you out there.
Well, what
That's all
if
she
you
was asking
shit
for.
really fast and piss really slow?
Well, then you have a urinary tract infection.
That would have been great if, like, as a child, and the teacher's like, "Oh, are you going 1 or 2?" You're like, "Oh, I'm going 1." She's like, "Oh, you better be back in 30 seconds." And you're like, "Oh, but the stuff comes out like molasses. How is this going to work?"
I'm glad we're talking about peeing and pooping because this is a topic I can get behind. This is a topic I have a very big opinion about.
The first time I had diarrhea, I told my mom I peed out my butt.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Now, he said that the first time that he had diarrhea, he told his mom that he peed out his butt. Chris, what do you think about that?
I think I've never shit out my dick.
So Chris is saying that he hasn't made a solid out of his penis.
Right.
Okay, now Todd,
I think
have you...
that would look like that Play-Doh machine. He makes Play-Doh spaghetti.
Which one, fries or burgers?
Fries.
It just comes out in a star.
Just push it down and just slides out.
I had that whole diner set, man. That was my life.
I bet.
And then you eat it.
Yeah. I've eaten Play-Doh before.
No,
That's
I'd
what's
never
right.
eat it. I'd give it to my dog.
Nah, we were poor
and
growing
force
up.
him to eat it.
We were poor growing up, so we made homemade Play-Doh.
I did that, yeah. It was fun.
Tom Galloway is pooping right now,
Ah!
according to...
I'm glad he's having a
Congratulations.
solid dump.
He says he's pooping. He's not pooping.
No.
He's giving himself a blumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
What's a blumpkin?
That's where you get a blowjob on the toilet while you're shitting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do people partake in this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Look it up on YouPorn. Silly goose.
It's popular amongst the kids.
You use porn?
Yeah, man. Pornhub. What are you doing?
What kind of a caveman are you, man?
Troglodyte.
Yeah, I'm a red tube girl. I don't know. You porn was the first thing that came up in my head.
It's a very simple way of. You porn? Let's do this.
You porn.
You porn now.
I want to see someone fuck their sister. Apparently. I haven't watched porn in a while.
I do
Yeah,
not
now I'm
watch
a very...
Very sexually active person? Or?
No, I just... except sometimes. You know, certain weeks are better than others. But I don't know, I just have a very good imagination. I just close my eyes and think of Chris's ponytail and bust one out.
Do you draw little drawings?
Hell yeah. Stick figures with ponytails and tits on them.
I got tits.
And a ponytail. He's
The full package.
full package.
Do you guys see that Netflix show about the penis vandalization?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, American Vandal?
Yeah, it's
Fucking
good
shit
shit.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was real up until the end.
Really?
And then I looked it up.
You totally... Like, I Googled that shit the first episode.
I was
I made
aware
you
of
an
it
idiot.
long before it actually debuted, so I was like waiting for it. And then when it came out, it was just fucking great.
Because it's like, it's making fun of Making a Murder, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet, but it looked really funny.
No, it's
I haven't watched Making Murder yet.
Making a Murder is good.
I watched the...
Except towards the end, you start to just get bored with it, and because you realize that everybody in this town is just an idiot.
Yeah, you get bored with it and you're like, if I ever go, what is it, Manitowoc?
Yeah.
If I ever go to Manitowoc, Wisconsin, I'm just going to start killing people.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to blame it on this dude. I mean,
It's
not a bad idea. Shout out to Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Manitowoc Minute there, guy.
Oh, yeah.
You have a Manitowoc Minute there, guy. You gotta... All you gotta do is you gotta not put any DNA on the body and they'll think it's Jerry over there. Because Jerry looks more scary than anybody else in this town, so they're just gonna blame him.
so earlier you were talking about being single. And whether it was by choice or happenstance.
Yes.
Does court order count?
I mean, you're choosing to follow it, but technically it's by happenstance.
Okay.
So,
Because the girl I was stalking, I mean, I think we were really into each other, but the judge seemed to think no.
that's usually how stalking goes.
500 feet, really? Like, that's gonna stop me from jerking off.
Yeah, that seems...
If you give powerful glasses.
If you give a stalker like a restraining order, isn't that just a challenge?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ooh, how close can I get before they actually do call the police?
Yeah.
They're not going to break out a tape measure. Like, okay, this is... how are they going to tell 500 feet? Like,
How far do you got, Phil? It's 492. He's good.
Too late. The girl's already dead.
Unless you happen to be standing on like a football field that has another half a football field right next to it. That's like, oh no.
How many feet?
This
are in
is
a
the
football
ideal condition to catch somebody breaking court order.
How many feet are in a football field?
Not counting end zones or with the end zones?
Just in
Convert it.
300
plus
another 60, so
Yeah.
360.
Damn.
360 Dubuque.
It's a lot of feet.
Yeah, it is a lot of feet.
That's why they call it football.
Tony, where are you? Make the connection.
He's currently at
Find
home
the meaning
Googling-
behind this.
He's Googling conspiracy theories right now.
Scout football field.
He's looking them up on
360 Dubuque.
YouPorn.
Mr. Tony Lee had to leave us for the evening.
Oh.
Yeah.
He had to return home to
Had to-
his wife and child.
He had to go wipe his butt standing up.
I hope he's not beating them.
A valiant
Might
effort.
be. Fucking Trump.
9/11, Scientology.
Stop spying on me.
Space Jam.
What does that mean?
Hey, you.
Call it.
The only bunny in Space Jam is Bugs.
No, there's the chicken
Yeah,
on it.
no, we
Stop
know.
that, it hurts.
And then I Believe I Can Fly is playing in the background. I believe I can fly. I think about it every night and day. I spread my wings and fly away.
You just zoom out from the window. Michael Jordan's shooting hoops in his backyard.
One day.
Did you notice Chappelle continued with the microphone tap?
Yeah, it was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna break this thing.
I'm weirded out by how muscular he is now.
Oh no, yeah,
He's jacked. Well, he lives on like in a farm town,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure
Well,
he has land and
have
shit.
you seen fucking Carrot Top?
Oh, that dude's
That's pure steroids, though.
Yeah, but
God, that's.
you gotta figure after years of being shit on by every comedian he ever came across,
Yeah.
he was like, fuck this, give me the roids.
Now he's a genetically modified Carrot Top.
Say something, Pat Oswalt, say it!
He's very terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, he looks
Man.
terrifying.
Nah,
now.
yeah, he looks like Rocky Dennis.
Nobody's gonna get that reference, but I know it is.
You seen the movie Mask, not the Jim Carrey.
Yeah. No, the one.
It was a good movie. Sad at the end.
Yeah,
It's sad.
Yeah, it's the one where
Have you seen
Cher
it?
plays a junkie.
And then Sam something. What's his name?
Elliot.
Sam Elliott's in it.
And he has not all gray hair. There's still some like black streaks
Yeah,
in it.
he still talk like this.
He still looked totally bangable, you know.
Yeah, dude, I'd fuck the shit out of Sam Elliott.
Sometimes there's a man.
Shit, I'd fuck Rocky Dennis. I don't care. Well, I mean,
Well,
can't now.
Not really a man.
Oh, you still could, dude.
Yeah. You guys watch The Ranch on Netflix?
Fuck no.
Good. Yeah, no. I watched like the first 2 episodes. I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah, it is atrocious.
Like,
bad.
I like Sam Elliott, but not that much.
What was the last movie that you saw, Chris?
Oh, the last movie that I saw. What the fuck did I watch just the other day? Not Dunkirk. I watched something after that. Oh, I'm having a tough time thinking of it now.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Anal Aces 3.
Well, I mean, if you're just, did you mean new movie or just movie period?
Movie period.
Yeah, just the last movie that you saw.
Oh, that's Cheerleaders, the porn.
Don't touch me.
Stoya, if you're watching, I will do anything for you, including kill everyone in this
All
room.
right. Someone sanitize that microphone. We'll be right back.
What is Cheerleaders the porn about?
What do you think?
Surprisingly, cheerleaders.
It's a bunch of cheerleading sisters that bang each other.
It's a bunch of
They gotta
family
keep it.
members
Yeah,
that
it's a bunch of
just-
family members.
The worst. Okay.
Stepmom.
So I'm a pornosaur. I mean, all types of porn, fine by me. But cheerleaders I love because it has both Jessie Jane and Stoya, both of whom just gorgeous. The worst part about it, the end scene, all girl orgy. It's like,
Where's the D?
yeah. This whole movie I've been watching guys fill these girls out, and then it's just like, oh, and they start getting crazy with it. Like, one girl's up in like a power bomb position getting munched on, and I was like,
It's my favorite. Power munch.
the power munch.
All right, so I want to facilitate the conversation here. Here we have pro-pornography, and then, I don't know if it's anti, but a person who doesn't watch pornography. Why don't you watch pornography? Why do you watch pornography? And can we come to a consensus?
I do not watch pornography. I don't know. It feels... I don't know. I just feel really wrong watching it, if that makes sense. I feel... I feel...
Oh, I have
I'm in
something
the
to
middle.
say.
I'm in the middle. I do watch it sometimes.
That's why he's in the middle, literally.
Yeah.
See, he feels really wrong watching it. I feel really right watching it. Every time. It's like, oh, I know how this is going to end. And it's going to end with a tissue.
Do you ever just watch porn all the way through or just skip to the good parts? Because it usually, like, the build up to it, it's like, come on.
I've done both. I mean, when a porn actually has a story, okay, if anyone is watching this, find the porn, The House on Chasey Lane. It is quite possibly the most mesmerizing porn ever. Because The House on Chasey Lane is, what would you call it, haunted by ghosts? And yeah, the ghosts fuck, but they don't just fuck the ghosts, they fuck the people too.
Oh, okay.
That's a really good story.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I started watching, like, all right, let's get to the fucking, I want to, polish one off.
Parabonal activity.
But next thing you know, I was, like, deeply invested in the story. I was like, holy shit.
So do you see it as morally wrong?
For me, yeah. Yeah. It's more a matter of going where I'm not invited. And that feels wrong.
How do you think the boom operator of this porno is feeling?
And I see it as a moral obligation.
And I see it as a way to bust a nut.
Well, that's the moral obligation. If I don't watch porn and jerk off, chances are I'm going to prison. Let's just be honest here.
I just close my eyes and use my imagination. I don't always have to watch porn. I feel like I last longer that way too, because sometimes.
Oh no, that's true.
You want to enjoy it.
Also, I'm just not like, I don't know. I'm not a super sexualized person, so it's not hard for me to not watch porn or to not. Yeah, just in general partake in masturbation. It's not that.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Are you a virgin?
Yes.
Nice. There's not that many out there.
By choice.
Oh yeah. Well,
but
you're a Christian and shit,
yeah,
right?
I'm a Christian.
Wait.
Yeah.
His balls.
So
Jesus.
you're a virgin. Did you use God's loophole?
Which one?
Put it in the butt. Right in the butt.
Yes, the pooper.
Yeah, that's not a loophole. That's just
anal
people
canal.
being stupid.
I don't know. I've heard plenty of girls say, "Oh, I'm a virgin," and then you look at her asshole and you can fit a fucking baseball bat.
I love Todd.
Yeah, I hate that. I genuinely dislike that
Sodomy?
sort of yeah. No, I genuinely dislike well, I'm a virgin, but they have anal sex. That makes no sense to me. I don't get it.
Wait. That brings up another question. 1 second, Todd.
Sex is sex, regardless.
So oral sex too. If she's blowing you, she's no longer a virgin.
Oral sex?
You just said sex is sex. we're like holes are holes, right?
I don't know.
I'm just loving Todd's contribution to this whole thing. He's just making.
All right, so if you fuck a chick in the
Yeah, I
ass,
don't know.
if you fuck a chick in the ass and she shits on your dick, do you wipe it off standing up or sitting down?
Usually standing up, and it's right across her face.
So have you ever been in a relationship where the other person wanted to, but then you were like, no, that's not for me?
Yeah.
Does that end the relationship?
I ended it, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Not because, like, oh, you want to have sex? Oh, I can't be in a relationship with you. It was just like, I felt no need to draw that relationship out, like, for her sake. If she wants to have sex, then she shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't want to have sex. So why would I liked her, and I remained friends with her afterwards. I haven't talked to her in forever, but, like, yeah, if she wants to have sex, then I'm clearly not the person to be in a relationship with. So why would I keep her through that?
So you're gonna finally do it? Like, if you get married, you're gonna finally do it, or just never gonna have sex?
If I get married, I'm fine with. Like, I'm fine with dying and not having sex. Like, I'm not thinking, oh, I have to get married so that I can have sex.
I go a week without it, I get crazy.
I know, dude. Like,
Most of my decisions.
But most of the reason why
It's so nice.
most of the reason why is because you've had sex before.
this is very true.
So because you've had sex before, you now are still
even-
desiring sex.
Even before I had sex,
in a
I
way
was
that
still
makes
desiring
you
that shit.
No. I desire sex, but I'm not. It's not driving me.
Okay. Yeah,
So
my
it's
cock
not.
usually
It's not.
makes the decisions.
It's not that it's not a desire. It's just it's not. "Oh, I need to have sex, otherwise I'm gonna go crazy. I don't have that because I haven't had it. So it's just a desire, the same way that like, oh, I would really love a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now.
But
And it's the same desire, but
I'd really
like
like a peanut
it's the same
butter
amount
vagina
of desire.
sandwich right now.
Wait, hold on.
It's just a passive point for
It's
me.
the same amount of desire for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as it is for
No,
sex.
Yeah.
I ain't,
Okay.
I ain't jerking off.
You never
and
had a good
thinking, hey, I want some
PB&J.
Smuckers.
I haven't.
So
had a-
you're not having sex until marriage if you have sex, and you're not driven by sex, correct?
No.
And you aren't a masturbation guy.
Mm-mm.
And
That's
you
not to say that I haven't or don't masturbate.
Well-
it just doesn't. I don't care about it really.
I wake up in the morning.
I don't want to be like hypocritical about that.
If I
I have and do masturbate, but it's not like
Like if I'm reaching for something to cover it and I lean on it a little too hard, I'm like, I gotta bust one out right now.
So what drives you?
This is fascinating.
Yeah, every
Yeah,
now and
what-
again, my
what's-
dick just taps me on the stomach like,
Yeah, it's,
it's
all right,
time.
let's go, buddy. Like I'll be in the middle of work and be like, this can wait. And he's like, no, I can't. Just kidding. I don't masturbate at work.
Do you ever quit masturbating?
I have.
What?
You ever quit before?
What, like halfway through it?
Oh,
No.
yeah. No.
Like you quit,
That's what
you
I
get to the
thought.
point, and then you quit, and then you get to the point, and then you quit, like edging. No, I'm talking about like,
yeah.
I'm talking about like, have you ever?
Cold turkeyed it.
Yeah, for an extended period of time.
I didn't.
6 days?
Yeah, I did it for a week, but I was also getting laid. So
You gotta remember, I haven't had sex in 10 years now. So, not masturbating for 6 days gets a buildup of spunk that is, yeah, dude, it's more than tissue worthy.
Wow.
It's like brawny paper towel worthy.
This dude's dropping paper
like-
towel loads over
no,
here.
yeah. Like I'll wait like a week just for sport. Like
Yeah, no.
Like
That's
no,
what
I'll
I'm
wait a
thinking,
week and it's
too.
like I wonder how big this load's gonna be, and it's just more enjoyable instead of like busting 3 out a day, and then it's just like okay. See, we shouldn't talk about smart shit. We should talk about poop and masturbation. That's something I can get behind. Welcome to the Toddcast
I'm still
podcast.
trying to figure out what the last movie I watched was.
I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one's better? I will
Oh,
murder
the
you
original.
if you have the
Yeah.
No,
dude.
the Johnny Depp version. Johnny Depp's just too much of a fucking weirdo in it.
No,
Like,
yeah.
he's supposed to be a weirdo, but he's that's Boogie. No, fuck you, bitch.
Willy Wonka and the
You touch
Chocolate
kids.
Factory is like in my top 20 movies of all time.
But
Yes.
also,
It's outstanding.
the original. Can we just talk about like? It seemed like everybody was a fucking pedophile in that movie. Like in the beginning, the candy store clerks just pouring candy on these kids for free.
The
I'm like,
Candyman can.
the Candyman can.
Yeah, no, yeah, and Slugworth's like, hey kids. Always finding them in like a dark alley too.
I'll give you 10 grand for an everlasting gobstopper.
Can never last this gobstopper.
Hell yeah. Gobstop this dick.
I can't remember the last movie I watched, Levi, but I can tell you the last documentary I watched. The Sunshine Makers.
what is that?
It's about the guys who were the ones making the LSD during the acid revolution of the 60s.
Oh wow.
There's two gentlemen who really like. Okay, the second gentleman was busted again in in '89 after he had fled in Canada, and when he was busted in Canada, he was busted with 70 million hits of acid,
Jeez.
enough to get all of Canada stoned twice.
That's crazy.
That's too much.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Do people in Canada get stoned?
Where did you watch this?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah.
And it's called The Sunshine?
The Sunshine Makers.
The Sunshine Makers.
Because one of their first batches was known as Sunshine Acid. If you've ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where in the garden you want your half of the Sunshine Acid?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Their first batch was called White Lightning, and then they went to Sunshine, and then it's just a really good documentary. It talks about and if you watch it really, really close and like pause it and shit, you'll learn how to make LSD.
Huh.
I mean,
I'll have to check that out. That
I'm
sounds
gonna
really
have to watch
interesting.
that tonight.
What about you, Todd? What
What?
was the last movie that you saw?
I told you it was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. Or it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
I
yeah,
watched the
you did
original
say
first,
that.
yeah.
Mine
And then
was
Space Jam.
This is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
That was the last movie that I watched, and it's so
Very
good.
it is. It's awesome.
But this isn't. So I agree with this statement though. That movie is a documentary on how to act comedy, because they just take it really seriously, and that's how they do the jokes. Is everything is just said really deadpan and really seriously, and they play every scene with actual emotion, and.
See, he knows. He's watched porn.
But yeah, every scene is played with actual emotion, which makes the scene so much funnier because they're taking what they're saying seriously.
Yeah.
Well, you can't put that on your CD cover. It's sexist.
Ryan, you want
What's wrong with? Yeah, no, that's the point. No, you can't do that. It's sexist. Well, what's wrong with being sexy? No, sexist. Oh. Like it's so good. Every delivery in that is just perfect. But yeah, it's one of the funniest movies still to this day that I've ever seen.
No, it's great.
I love the to scale Stonehenge that they get.
Yeah.
Rocking with this tiny Stonehenge.
I made it. It says 12 inches. The notation is 12 inches.
Yeah. So, I was at work the other day, and this happens often, but this one really pissed me off. Somebody goes, the new Steve Martin album was out, and somebody picked it up.
Yeah.
And this girl goes, "Oh, I love Steve Martin. My favorite Steve Martin movie is Cheaper by the Dozen."
Oh my gosh.
And I wanted to fucking kill her.
How old was she though?
It doesn't matter.
12.
It does not matter. If you're gonna reference a Steve Martin movie and you don't reference The Jerk,
Yeah, The Jerk is the best. Like hands down, it's the best. Man, this guy really hates cans.
the dancing bit with the tapping foot. Mom, Dad, come in here. I'm dancing.
I was born a poor black child. Yeah, no, that movie is brilliant.
Yeah, no, you were talking about Spinal Tap being up there as like all-time great comedies. In my opinion, The Jerk is like in that pantheon.
Yeah, that scene, the how long the scene with the trumpet is drawn out is perfect. Just, when you were playing that trumpet, I had this crazy fantasy. I could go down the end, go through these pipes, in and out those valves, go up to the mouthpiece, give you a kiss. Why didn't you? I didn't want to get spit all over me. Like, it's perfect. That is like the ideal scene to show somebody if you want to show them how to draw something out for a comedic impact in a scene. It's so funny. What was the last movie you saw, Ryan?
I don't watch movies.
Okay. All right.
I really don't, to be honest with you.
That's like when somebody's like, "Oh, I don't like comedy."
I don't like comedy either. I don't like anything.
You don't watch movies? You watch TV?
No.
Just don't watch shit.
I just watch.
Oh.
Well, I don't have TV anymore.
Do you watch stock footage?
Well, I can tell you this. He said he watched his girlfriend masturbate earlier tonight.
Not earlier tonight.
You said it earlier.
I said it earlier tonight. But in the past, I have. Yeah. Why are we bringing this up? This is
because you were talking about things that you watch and won't watch. You obviously watch that.
That's a real life thing, though. It's not like a film.
Mm.
It could be.
Hey. I don't know. What's the last thing I watched? Tom Segura's special.
Oh, his new one?
His new one, yeah. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What's your grade on that?
I didn't think it was as good as his last two, but his last two were, solid 8s. I'd have given it probably a 7.5. I'm a tough critic when it comes to stand-up, though, because I have watched way more stand-up than I probably should.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. That's my grade. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I remember when I posted, Tom Segura's new special just dropped on Netflix. I believe your statement was, I'm going home to put that shit on right now.
Yeah, I watched about half of it and then watched the other half later that night. But yeah, he's really funny. He's got a great delivery.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Michelle Wolf's new HBO special?
I have not.
Michelle Wolf.
I don't have HBO Now or Go or whatever the fuck it's called, though.
It's really great. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
And this sounds sexist, but female comedians, it's really hard to get me. So,
there's only like 7 of them, so the law of statistics.
I feel a big part of it's just relatability, right, with comedy.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's hard to relate
I've
to
been
people
watching.
who are different, you know?
I've been watching a lot of not like old, but like 2009 SNL. Their 35th season. Kristen Wiig is a freaking genius. Every sketch that she's in, I'm dying laughing the whole time. It's approved. Like she's every single sketch, and 2009 was at pretty much the beginning of her SNL career. She just kills it. It doesn't matter what the sketch is. Everybody else can be bombing in this sketch, and then she speaks, and it's immediately funny. It's ridiculous.
I like how Kenan Thompson reacts to like the sketch will be bombing, but like just Kenan reacts.
Little grin on his face.
That's the best part about Saturday Night Live is when a sketch isn't going great, but somebody can't keep their shit together during the sketch. Like they're losing their minds. Like they wrote the sketch and they're just waiting for whoever to say the line that they want, and as soon as it comes, it's
I saw a sketch that I had never seen before, and I watched it 5 times over and over again immediately afterwards. It's called You Don't Take People's Potato Chips. And it is Arnett, and he is the head of a NASA hiring program. And then it is Jason Sudeikis, and he's dressed up like Colonel Sanders, and he wants to get into the space program.
Is he supposed to be Colonel Sanders, or is he just dressed like
it's never
Colonel
mentioned.
Sanders?
It's just he looks like Colonel Sanders.
Okay.
It's never referenced the way that he looks, but he talks like this. He talks like an oil baron, and Will Arnett has this bowl of potato chips on his desk, and he's about to leave the office, and he goes, "Now listen to me. Whatever you do, don't take my potato chips, because I'm very hungry, and I need them." And then he leaves, and he takes one of the potato chips and eats it, and then he comes back, counts all of the potato chips, see that there's one missing, and then has a screaming match. And it is the funniest thing I've ever seen, and the audience has no idea what to do with it. I didn't hear one laugh the entire time, and it's just these two guys standing on top of the desk screaming at each other's face for 2 to 3 minutes.
I still have to go back and watch the Dana Carvey show.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm glad you told me that all the episodes are on Hulu.
Yeah, it's
because that documentary was great.
Oh yeah, no, the documentary was fantastic. It was really fascinating.
Surprisingly absent the head writer of the show, Louis C.K.
Yeah, and yeah, I couldn't tell if they just didn't shoot anything or if they just cut all of his footage out.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I'm guessing they didn't shoot anything with him though.
Feel lost in this conversation.
What do you think about SNL, Ryan?
I've watched I watched like skits on YouTube and stuff, but I've probably watched maybe 4 or 5 full episodes of SNL.
Really?
My entire life.
Wow.
I watched like the old classic bits and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm not really into sketch comedy as much, or at least not live sketch comedy.
I watched the first episode ever. With
Oh, it's
Carlin.
so good.
Oh yeah.
Carlin,
But
yeah.
Carlin wasn't in any of the sketches.
No, you just
He
hosted
did
it.
he did stand up
Yeah.
in between sketches and shit.
And then
But
Andy
Kaufman was on it.
then,
He did Mighty Mouse?
Yep,
Here
he
I
did mine.
come, save the day.
Here I come.
Have you guys had your favorite comic conversation?
No,
Not
I
really.
don't think so.
Let's do it.
Which side of the table are we starting?
Start with Todd. Well, you could start with.
My favorite comic is Ryan Graham.
I
That's so funny. My favorite comic is also me.
Yeah,
Never heard of him.
no, it is.
He's a hack.
The
Yeah,
face
he's
of Dubuque comedy, people.
Yes,
Covering his third eye over there.
everyone.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. He got it.
I was gonna
He got
say
it.
Covering his it.
Actually, I am probably.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite though. It really
Well,
is.
with
There's
anything
so
you
many.
love, yeah.
Like I just recently got into Tom Segura. He's
Tom's
fucking great. Yeah,
He's
I
fucking
never like.
awesome.
Then I like listened to his 2 specials at work.
See,
I get a lot of work done.
when you ask favorite comedian, it's like, are you talking like the Mount Rushmore or who entertains us the most?
Yeah, like
Mount
not
Rushmore.
maybe not
Yeah,
objectively
let's
the
do
best.
it in the moment. Who is your favorite currently?
Okay.
Right now, who's
Yeah.
your favorite comic? Who do you think? Well, who's your favorite, or who do you think is the best comic?
And then you
working
can do
today?
your personal like Olympus of comedians. Then afterwards,
Well, Dave Chappelle's the funniest man working right now, in my opinion.
So he's the funniest working today. He's not necessarily your favorite, though, is he?
No.
So who's your favorite?
Working today?
Just in general.
yeah.
Oh, in general, George Carlin.
George
without a
Carlin?
doubt.
Without a doubt, there you go.
I mean,
Mount Rushmore.
Carlin, Bruce, Hicks, Pryor.
It's a good Mount Rushmore.
Cannot argue with Mount Rushmore at all.
Yeah.
No, that's solid.
Good.
Okay. Are we doing
So, who do you think is the
specifically
best?
stand-ups for Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
Okay. So I can't do Coffman
Well,
because he's more of a performance.
yeah, but he was booked in stand-up club, in comedy clubs.
I think historically he's a stand-up,
Yeah.
but even though he didn't really do stand-up.
Yeah.
So he's on my Olympus for me personally.
You're
Olympus.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
likes Olympus better than Rushmore.
I made a
He's
choice.
a fucking comic.
I know, right? I made a choice.
This is America, God damn it!
My Rushmore includes Coffman. My favorite comedian of the moment, probably Patton Oswalt. I mean, the creativity, the way that he's so well written in his jokes, and I love that about him. He's got a really amazing grasp of language, and that makes him really interesting to listen to. He's a comedian that I can listen to his albums constantly because the language is so fluid and it's interesting to listen to, rather than just, oh, that was funny. Like, what is his name? Very funny, like really short Jewish guy. Does a lot of really quick jokes.
Mike Kaplan.
No, famous old New York comedy.
Woody Allen.
No.
Yeah.
Says a lot of really dirty jokes. Very quickly.
Robert Klein.
No. Shoot, this is gonna go nowhere. But the guy I was thinking of, he's one of those guys that is very, very funny, but I can't listen to his album over and over again because it's
Rodney
once you
Dangerfield?
No, once you hear the joke, then it starts with it starts with an A, but I can't remember it.
Mike Adrales?
No.
He was watching a couple weeks ago.
But my Mount Rushmore of comedy for me personally would be Coffman, Steve Martin.
You're going with performance artists.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he likes.
That's my thing.
That's his
I love it. And then probably
Dane Cook.
Oh.
Probably Williams.
Robin
Williams.
His stand-up is great, too. He's
good.
sort of a crossover between performance and stand-up.
Yeah, his stand-up was great when he was still on the blow.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
When he kicked the blow and started doing the comic reliefs, it was like not as funny.
Yeah. And then probably... Probably Seinfeld, honestly. Seinfeld's probably on there for me.
4 completely different comics from 2 completely different comedians.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, if I could extend it, I would put Carlin and Pryor on there. But for me personally, the guys who I'm like, those are the peak of
I'm
into.
I'm dying to know Ryan Graham's Rushmore here.
My Rushmore? I'm going to go with 2 old guys, 2 young, or not young, but more modern guys. Carlin is on there for me. Bill Hicks is on there for me. And then I'm going to go with the very unpopular nowadays, Louis C.K., and then the very unpopular in general, but fucking genius, Doug Stanhope. To me, Stanhope is, I mean, very different than Louis. And obviously, Louis not going to be working for a while, but I think Stanhope's probably the best going today. Just fucking genius. And just he just represents everything that I love about stand-up. He's just a renegade, sad, alcoholic piece of shit that just talks about fucking NFL players in the ass, and it's just, it's so dirty and gross, and it's perfect. It's everything that I love about stand-up.
So that leaves Todd's Rushmore.
Dave Attell was the comedian that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That little fucking Jew, Dave Attell.
Yeah.
I never got into Attell.
He's ridiculously funny.
He tells one joke about time traveling in one of his specials. I think it was in his HBO One Night Stand that literally had me in fucking tears. It was great.
Okay. So for you, I'm assuming Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's number 1. Jim Carrey. Nice. Jim Carrey. I'll go with John Mulaney, too.
Are we talking your favorite, or this is your Rushmore?
Well, whatever.
Well, I'm just sitting there going like, okay,
Rushmore. Oh, well, obviously, like...
Mulaney's on the Mount Rushmore of comedy.
Everyone said, like, Carlin and Pryor. This is obvious. Like...
Well, I didn't say Lenny Bruce. totally. I mean, his autobiography, How to Talk Dirty and Influence People, is one of my favorite books of all time.
But his stand-up's not funny.
It was in 1962.
It really didn't hold up to
His
the
stand-up was
modern
really
day.
funny until it got really political.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of political comedy.
Yeah. No, I've heard a lot of his stuff because I'm interested in, because he's this guy who's lauded as like one of the great people who paved the way for other comedians, but I just can't get into his stand-up. It's really abstract, and he just sort of goes off on these tangents about, like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about, and it's just hard to really get on board with, or just to be able to relate to it at first.
I'll do a Rushmore.
Okay.
Okay, Carlin, Pryor, Chappelle, and Hedberg.
Hedberg's a good pick. I think Hedberg gets the bump because he died young. And I guess Bill Hicks probably gets the bump for the same reason.
Yeah. I think, for me, Hicks is probably the most shaky of my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Because he died young, and he didn't really have that much material. Like, he only had a couple specials, and for the most part, he was from that old school way of thinking about comedy where you would just do the same set, essentially, or the same routine, over and over again. So a lot of the stuff you see is just the same jokes over and over again. And it worked when there wasn't the internet, but nowadays, that wouldn't hold up as much.
So, favorite specific special by anyone?
Ooh.
I'll start if you want.
Yeah.
You ask the questions, so that means you have an answer.
Yeah, no.
What is it?
Eddie Murphy Delirious.
That's, yeah.
Some people would say it doesn't hold up because it is politically incorrect.
Super, yeah.
He uses some language that wouldn't fly today, but first time I saw that, I was like, I want to do that. What he's doing right now,
if you base it off the crowd reaction, where they're just fucking rolling, it's like, obviously this at this time in history, this is like some of the funniest shit these people have ever fucking heard in their life.
That for me was Killing Them Softly.
Yeah, no, I figured that was
it. Yep. It's like the first, like one of the first, like I was like 13, 14. It was like one of the first comedy specials I watched, and I was like, that looks like a lot of fun.
For me, it'd be, I don't know, there's a handful of Louis C.K. specials that really stick out. I don't really know the difference between them because it all kind of blends together for me.
No, and it's easy to do that with Louis.
Yeah, because he had so many in the beginning that were so fucking good. I think the one where he comes out and does the faggot nigger bit, that's probably... Take that dick out of your mouth and or put that dick back in your mouth. Yeah,
that was a Carlin joke. Was faggot was somebody that didn't help you go downtown and beat up the queers.
Yeah.
I'm going to retract Jerry Seinfeld from my Mount Rushmore and put Brian Regan in his place.
On Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, on my Mount Rushmore.
I respect that.
Yeah, Brian.
I love Brian Regan.
Brian Regan's epitome of
hyperbole.
It's epitome of hyperbole. It's, my gosh, it's consistently ridiculously funny. And it's so good. Also, the first time that I saw him, though, he did a Comedy Central half hour, and that was amazing. That blew my mind. I saw that, it was probably like 20 years ago, maybe a little bit No, it wouldn't have been that long.
What were you, 3?
It was like 16 years ago. But yeah, it blew my mind when I saw it. I'd never seen anybody do comedy like that.
Yeah. I think Carlin's last special that holds a special place in my heart. I don't remember what it was called. Do you remember? When he was like, he was 70, I think.
Yeah.
I just turned 70. I like being 70, not as much as I like being 69.
It looks like Todd's over there sexting right now.
Looking up, I got 3% battery and I'm using it to look up Carlin's.
Oh, nice.
Dedication.
But yeah, no.
But I just thought that was his sort of. I mean,
It's
there's.
bad for you.
It's bad for you, yeah.
Wi-Fi wins, bitch.
It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. Yeah, that was great. I'm sure there are specials where he was more. The one he did before that, the one that he started with, the big, long sort of. It wasn't like it was like a rhyming sort of poem.
Oh yeah.
That he just went on, and the memorization of that was insane. But, that last special just holds a special place in my heart, because that's another one that just represents like everything I love about comedy. Just dark, just super fucking dark. Love it.
That was the first time that I heard comedy. It was no, it wasn't I Have a Pony. It's I Still Have a Pony. Stephen writes. My dad had a cassette of it, and I listened to it until the cassette broke. And then the first time that I saw comedy was Mitch Hedberg on Comedy Central. My dad was flipping through the channels and was just like, "Oh, we have to watch this," and we just sat and watched it. And I'd never seen anything like it.
I saw Stephen Wright live.
That's great.
He opened for Louis. I saw Louis in Chicago at the Chicago Theater, and Stephen Wright and Hannibal Buress opened for him.
That's crazy.
I was like, holy fuck, there it goes. I just knocked off 3 off my list right there.
That's crazy. Hannibal's great.
I love Hannibal Buress. That's kind of who I try to model myself after. I want to be a mix between Louis, Hannibal Buress, and Todd Barry. Todd Barry, who I'm seeing in Milwaukee next weekend, I think. He's doing a crowd work tour.
Nice.
I was just gonna say, okay, you want to be able to do crowd work, you want to be witty, and you also want to be black.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No,
don't we all?
Yeah, I mean, come on, I could use a little help down there.
Like some of the shit I was doing tonight about being the face of Dubuque comedy, like Todd Barry does a lot of shit like that, where he's like, Todd Barry, the hottest comic in America. It's just fucking silly. Like, he just talks himself up like he's the greatest fucking person, but he's so deadpan about it that it's just...
So can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
How bad did my presidential stuff bomb tonight?
It didn't. There were... One joke in particular worked really well, which was... and now I'm struggling to remember how it went. Whichever one that you ended it by being really, really authoritative. There was one that you ended by, and that's what made the joke funny, was you ended it by being very, very like, see, everybody, this is what we're talking about.
That's the John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Yes, that was the one. And that one really worked. And I like that one a lot.
I think they all would have worked had I practiced them at all. But
I would agree, yeah. I think it just works a little better if you, like, memorize the shit.
Yeah,
I know it's hard when you have a lot of new shit that you're doing.
And I was tripping over my tongue even on the other jokes that I was telling. But everything I did tonight was done for the first time, except for the son of a gun joke, which I told for the second time, but I switched the punchline. Because the last time it was, he's a real son of a gun. I know that because his dick looked like a snub-nosed 38. But tonight it was, I know that because his dick was a 9mm, which I thought was funnier.
That is funny.
You should just do that joke with a different gun every single time you do that joke. No, I think it's hard when you're trying to like create a world. If you know what I mean, like if you're trying to be like, so I'm doing this. If you're trying to like get people to suspend their disbelief, and you're like, I'm doing this thing, and here's what I'm gonna like. It's just hard to get them to be on board with whatever you're doing. Because like I've had jokes like that where I just go down some weird abstract road of like, you know, here's what I'm doing. Like I'm struggling to think of an example, but it's hard to create a reality and then tell a joke in that reality. Like it's a lot for the audience to sort of take in.
Well, you're acting as though I'm not a legitimate candidate for the president of the United States of America.
See, that's what you need to do. Is you just need to be very, very, very committed to it, to the point where like people like they suspend their, or they like don't really want to suspend their disbelief, and then you're like, fuck you, you're going to suspend your disbelief for this joke because I am running for president of the United States of America. Like just be very aggressive with how serious you are about this very serious thing that's happening.
It goes back to the Spinal Tap thing of you have to be in the emotion of what it is so that they believe it.
Yeah, you can't like half-ass it. You really have to like live in it and be like, this is fucking happening. Like, shut the fuck up and listen, because I'm running for president.
Well,
that's the way I would do it. Obviously, other people would do it different ways, but
pretty much all that stuff was written for whenever I can make it to Seven Hills, because I wanted a clean set for them. I didn't want to get up there. I know,
I yelled at people,
but I mean, I say cunt a lot.
All of my jokes that I normally do, I didn't really give a shit.
I just wanted them to be more like endeared towards me. So if they ever do decide to like book a show where they might pay somebody.
I talked to the owner. He's got a building across the street that he's working on.
Oh, nice.
I wrote
my shit for some reason.
I wrote on the sign-in sheet, wait till the kids leave. And he was like, give it up for our next performer, wait till the kids leave.
Is that Chase?
Yeah. And I went, there were still fucking kids there. I mean, there was the one, it was the girl's, I forget her name. She's one of the like performers, she sings. She's a really good singer.
That's the girl you gave the Uber ride?
Yeah, I gave her an Uber ride, and that's how she convinced me to do the show. Because I was like, so do you do the, because she works there, and I was like, do you work during the open mic? And she's like, oh yeah, and I perform, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I've been thinking about going down there, but I don't know how it's going to be with the crowd, and like, it's like I'm like, I don't want to go up there and just be all like fucking walking around fucking chicks, and like, and just be super vulgar and then have the audience leave and be like, this fucking sucks. And then they're mad at like whenever the comedians come, it's like, oh, it's going to be a bad show. So I didn't want to.
I didn't care.
I just laughed that you said I didn't want to be super vulgar. Like you tell a deep fried pussy joke, You don't go there.
No, I don't. But I say fuck a lot, and that seems to bother people for whatever reason.
Dude.
I did my mom's MS joke
27 times in a row in a joke, okay? That's vulgarity.
I want to see you do that at Seven Hills. Just walk everybody.
Chase would be laughing his ass off.
Probably would. That joke is for like 30% of people, 25% of people. 25% of people will see that and be like, that's fucking hilarious. I can't believe he's offending all these poor people. And 70% of it are the poor people you're offending.
It's better when I start off my set by saying, I showed somebody my set, and they're like, you do say cunt a lot in this. It's like, only 27 times in a row. I mean, it's not that many.
You're the Andy Coffman of vulgarity.
Because when you lead in with that, like the first time I did it at the fucking green room, everybody was waiting for me to start saying cunt. Because I said I was going to say it 27 times. And then they all came at the very end of the show. And yeah, it went over like fucking death in the green room. But pretty much everything does there.
Yeah. We should do it.
That was a great room. We should do a reunion show.
Yeah, do a reunion show. See Levi, see what it's all about.
Oh yeah,
I've never yelled at so many people in my.
That's free Levi.
That's pretty much where I got like my skill to just yell at people.
You can experience the deafening wall of sound that you're battling against with your stand-up.
As you tell your jokes to the back of the heads of everybody at the bar.
And then there's like
coke in the bathroom.
There's like 4 people there who are there to see the show, but they don't give a shit.
I was walking in the bathroom and hear.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta get over those sniffles, man. I don't want to get sick.
And there's a reason why all those people were so goddamn angry at us.
Right.
It's not because a normal person would be like, oh, okay, it's a show, it'll be over in 45
we can't
minutes.
Play pool right next
but
to
they're
the
like,
stage?
Yeah.
Aw. Like, no, you fucking can't. Stop.
But it's just like
distracted.
They're already at like a 9, and then
we
shut off their music, and they're like, "Fuck this show, man!"
We shut off their pussycat dolls and their fucking coke fiend.
Oh no, we muted the Cubs game.
Well,
I've never wanted to. Well, that one I understand.
Yeah.
That one I get.
Because it
was a Cubs
World
home
Series,
opener. Yeah. No, it was a Cubs home opener. Like the game after, or the like season after they won the World Series.
Oh yeah,
so
and I think that was our last show at the Green Room.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey,
we're like, fuck this shit.
How long have we been doing this one?
A while. It's been about maybe 6 months ish.
Yeah, it's got to be close to 6.
Yeah, cool.
It's been good. No complaints.
Yeah. We've been doing rock bottom slightly longer than that.
Yeah, and that
have we?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, we started that one before this one.
I really wish the dungeon would have worked out. Man.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Had a few people actually come out.
Yeah, but no.
Dude, that
it was rough before you got here, Levi.
Yeah, dude, it really was. We fucking went through some shit, so you
we
guys
had
could
such
enjoy this.
hard times.
I never wanted to punch a woman more in my entire life than when that fucking bitch who was doing coke walked by Ben Friedman when he was on stage doing his fucking thing, and she like made some face and was all like fucking mocking him as she walked by. I was like, you do not do that to Ben Friedman.
He's a baby boy.
You
can't do that.
He is a sweet boy. You do not fucking mock him while he's on stage.
It was like Ben's 4th time doing
Go
comedy.
fuck yourself.
Well. He's just like,
yeah, he was just oblivious to it. Yeah. I was like, you fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah. And then when Tom was on stage, she was like, you're not funny. And then Tom was like, you're not hot.
Dude, he walked those two. Dude, I remember that. He walked those 2 people. And she was like, because I think he said that right as she was about to walk out the door or something. Or he made some fucking comment to her right as she was about to walk out the door. And then she stopped and kept the door up. And she's like, what the fuck you just say? Like yelling at him.
And he was like, I said you're not hot. She's like, I never claimed to be. I'm like, I remember that pretty
fucking good thing.
And when I got on stage, I was talking about dead parents, and then she's like, why would he joke about that?
Why would he joke about that? I'm
like,
so
bitch, are your parents dead? Eat my dick. I don't care. I'll talk about what I want.
You should have been like, I talk about that because my parents are dead, and I'm going to kill your parents so you can understand the humor.
It's funny. To me. Well, it's not funny, but joke about it to.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, my parents are dead.
Yeah, that's my life now.
I'm having a good time. Why? Well, my parents are dead.
I do that Patton Oswalt thing all the fucking time.
Yeah, me too.
I've done that at shows. Yeah, when I make a dumbass joke, I just do.
I like how after he says a joke that's clearly like really hacky, he'll just do a fart noise.
Okay, well, the old sport vomit. They're talking about when him is.
Well, you see, Father, the insights of T.S. Eliot are a brilliant look into the minds of contemporary punch, drink, cry.
Like the bit he has where him and his brother went to go see.
I'll be back.
What was that movie with Tom Cruise?
Oh, it's which
what
one
was your favorite
it?
part?
It's
it was when my brother yelled "fuck you" at Tom Cruise at the end.
Oh, what was it?
It's
What
a
was the
90-minute
movie?
setup for one punchline.
What's You Had Me at Hello? What movie is that?
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We live in a cynical world.
And all my brother says, "Fuck you."
He's my number one, Patton.
Yeah, Patton's good.
Patton's great.
What's your Mount Rushmore? Get up here.
Yeah, what's your Mount Rushmore?
So when we say Mount Rushmore, do we mean like most influential for us, or influential for comedy, or
It's yours. So
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking matter.
okay?
Well,
Well,
merge between the two.
so growing up, Bill Cosby was a big part of my childhood.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad owned everything, and we listened to it. And I mean, you got to separate a personal life from a body of work. So, I mean, I love Woody Allen, but do I like his personal life? No.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Bill Cosby. Getting older, Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld is up there for me. Oof. I want to say Carlin, but so many people already said Carlin.
You can say Carlin.
I'm semi-convinced that God exists, and he came down for 70-some years just to tell jokes.
George
his
Carlin
name
is
was
God.
George Carlin.
Yeah.
Probably. Because he's very anti-religion.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt was my number one comic, and so
Okay.
I guess you'd have to be on there. And a fourth. I'd say. I know this is John Mulaney. I love John Mulaney right now. Yeah, like everything he's been doing has been so funny.
Ask Chris about John Mulaney. He doesn't
Well,
like
okay,
John Mulaney.
so-
hey, guess what we were
so-
watching when we get back to my house, Chris?
Chris is the only person here who hates John Mulaney.
Okay, well then.
I adore John Mulaney. I think he's absolutely hilarious, and Chris hates John Mulaney.
So we've talked about our favorite comics. What about
More-
your most overrated comic? Somebody that is genuinely loved, yet you can't get behind. Would yours be John Mulaney then?
Well, currently, yeah. Prior to that, it would have been fucking Dane Cook,
yeah, I was
without
just
a
gonna say
question.
That's like saying I don't like Nickelback.
I don't like Kevin Hart.
I don't like Louis C.K.
It's because you're racist.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not big.
Yeah, I never got into him.
I like this new specials. Right?
He seems fun,
Yeah, and he's got a lot of energy.
I'd hang out with him.
I'd hang out with him, yeah.
but I don't really
like
like
he
his
feels taller.
stand-up very much.
Yeah, I want to feel like a giant. I'm going to hang out with Kevin Hart, his small ass.
Do you guys all like Louis?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love Louis.
Nothing he's done. Even like the TV shows, his stand-ups the thing I like the most. But everything else, I just don't get it.
I mean, I don't like what he did, but...
No.
I mean, this is before
Like
that was all brought to
you've
light
never done that.
for me.
Yeah, but I have permission. Like,
Wow.
I'm not rich and
So
powerful.
I'm the
like,
only one who's forced someone to watch me masturbate.
You better not do that shit tonight.
I told you, the last time I was in your house will be the only time I ever jerked off.
Okay, that's cool. Use the bathroom or kitchen. I don't really use the kitchen much.
There was nothing in
Just
there.
don't
so
aim.
it's
Just don't aim for this thing.
So his was a masturbation thing. I kind of lost track of everyone's
Yeah, he
sexual
was.
misconducts.
Yeah, he was using his power as a comedian to.
He ruined
Jerk one
some
off?
poor woman's dream of being a
Right.
comedian by forcing her to watch him masturbate.
It's
Which I used to tell a joke about this. It's really, I mean, you got to give Louis credit. It's hard to jerk off and point a gun with the
yeah.
other
I mean,
hand.
they could have left. I'm guessing it's
Yeah.
kind of like, hey, it's kind of been like, hey, can I smoke in your house? No, okay. I don't know. I made a
Can
good,
I jerk off in your
forgot.
house?
Yeah.
It's like the
No,
girl
too
was
bad.
thinking she was surrounded by a fucking moat or something.
I can't leave.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, your point is valid too. I love Woody Allen movies, but yeah, he's a messed up individual.
Like Aphrodite, fucking, it's a good one.
Yeah, Manhattan is great, even though it's not like one of those funny movies.
What was it?
It has Owen Wilson. in it,
Midnight
no?
in Paris?
No,
Midnight in Paris is
that
great.
one.
Fucking great.
It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Bananas. I think that was the first Woody Allen movie I ever
Bananas was
Bananas.
good.
Potassium.
Murder in a Midnight Cafe.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
I like the one where he, just kidding.
You like the one where he fucked his daughter?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
saw. Adopted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Let's draw the line somewhere.
They're not gonna make any kids with extra chromosomes or anything. So.
I just wanted to. I just wanted.
See, this all comes back to the incest porn
Yeah.
thing.
I get up here and then
Close it
yeah,
out,
I'm
right.
sorry.
I just wanted to fuck my daughter.
It's not my fault that I have these urges. I just have to. I have to take it out on somebody. I can't just.
We're British
I do Patton's where he jock rocks his life in the car.
Oh yeah,
I do that
That's
constantly.
one of my favorite bits I've ever heard.
I told you to. There are a lot of Mexicans out today. A lot of Mexicans in my way. I like tacos. Just that whole bit is hilarious. But no, his creativity makes me really inspired. Just the way that his books are great too. If you've ever read Zombie Spaceship Wasteland was his first one, and it's like a collection of memoirs and short stories and a short comic that he did, as well as a bunch of other things. But as soon as Tom hears about reading and learning,
He's out.
and then Silver Screen Fiends.
Now that's a hand job.
Is a autobiography about a period of his life where he was addicted to movies, and would watch. I think he said in the worst of it, what was it? I think he watched 350 movies in 1 year just in theaters.
What?
That's impressive.
Not including what he watched at home, which would have added to a few more
Oh, I
hundred.
bumped that out in a year easy, but not in theaters.
Yeah.
No way.
No, just in theaters.
Was like
Like
$10 a ticket for a movie.
That's
Right?
some serious.
no, because he was in LA at that time, so he was able to go to what's the theater called?
Man's Chinese.
No, it's I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, there's a
Famous
theater
one?
that will screen double features every day, and it will choose a double feature for the day, and you can get in for like $5, I think, to see the double feature.
I'm gonna post this, and then I'm gonna post a separate video that's just zoomed in on Todd the entire time.
But yeah, no, his writing is fantastic.
Were you guys mind frame goers? And they just closed on the topic
Yeah.
of movie theaters.
He was a mind frame worker.
I was a
Levi was.
I was a
Ooh,
manager.
it's a mind
Oh,
framer.
so yeah.
Yeah.
You do have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were supposed to have our show there. I'm in a play right now, and that's where we bought the rights to perform there,
Mhm.
and we weren't told about it at all that it was closing. We found out because there was like a Facebook event
Yeah.
Yeah.
where it's like final hurrah.
Yeah.
So we had to scramble.
This guy about it.
Yeah, what the fuck happened there?
Did you get your money
Little
back?
communication. No, we had to change our rights, but it ended up working out okay.
Yeah.
Where is your play now?
The Masonic Temple. Which
Oh.
what's the Masonic Temple? What's that?
Oh, dude, that's on Bluff Street.
Well, I know where it is, but like what? It's the
That's where-
Masonic Temple.
That's where the Masons
The Freemasons came with Nicolas Cage and did some shit. I don't know.
There's Masons in Dubuque.
Oh yeah.
There were.
There's Masons everywhere.
How do we get a show
They're
at the
watching
Masonic
it.
table?
Dude.
I'm probably too intoxicated to tell this story properly, but I was talking to my landlord, my old landlord, and I asked him one question about politics. I was like, so yeah, what do you think about the election? He went on this 45-minute diatribe. And he's like, yeah, so, you know, I'm into, like, secret organizations, so, like, I joined the Freemasons. There's nothing going on there. I've investigated it. They're not doing shit. But, like, he just went on this fucking diatribe about, like, I don't even know, like, I couldn't even tell from what he said where he aligned politically. That's how fucking batshit crazy this guy was. I just opened this can of worms.
Should we close this thing out with something? It's like past midnight.
Should we all sing the...
He said we have about 30 minutes left.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, all right. Let's say we could sing the theme to Space Jam.
You start.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We're about to kick it into overdrive. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Well, it's not the end.
All right. Put your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna kick it into overdrive.
Overdrive.
Yeah. Hey, ladies.
Oh, we're getting tons of laughing faces.
Are we?
I'm pretty sure it's Sean.
Because I'm mumblecoring Space Jam.
We got some Space Jam fans.
Yeah, it's the best. That movie. Okay, there's a scene in that movie that I still, where Bugs Bunny is yelling at Michael Jordan, and you see the reflection of Bugs Bunny in Michael Jordan's eyes. I love that shot. It's really. I still don't know how they did it.
That's a
It's
movie
really
detail.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't know how they did it. It's a cartoon, man.
but they imprinted it really, really perfectly onto Michael Jordan's eyes. Like, I get the basic concept of how they did it, but the way that they did it was really perfect.
So you're wrapping it up soon?
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
I exited stage right.
Heavens to Purgatory. Exit on stage right. It's closing. Quitting time, even.
So, alright, we'll close it out. Biggest boner you ever got in your life. And go.
The one where my dick stopped growing.
The one where the alien head shot out the tip of my penis. It was like, nah!
What's better, Alien or Aliens?
Ooh.
Our one viewer. We had one viewer. It was like Adam McShane, the guy from
Aliens?
Wilson, and then you came up and you just licked your
I like.
lips for like
I understand why people like Aliens more
What about Alien 3? Why is that not in the conversation?
because it's the worst.
David Fincher refused to have his name on it.
It's
Not
the
his name's
worst.
not in the credits anymore. If you buy Alien 3 and watch it, his name's not there for director.
I love the original Alien. It's so good
So good.
because it's I don't know.
So good. So good.
Bam, bam.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's
Bye bye.
been this episode of the Toddcast podcast. Todd, get in frame. Show your beautiful face.
Bye bye,
Look at it.
everybody.
Look at his non-drinking ass.
This was a very tired episode.
Oh yeah, get it in
Now
there.
it's time
Thanks for watching the
to
Toddcast
say
podcast. My
goodnight
name's Todd Baysinger.
to all good
He's Levi
company.
Baughman. He's Tom Galloway. All right, goodbye, everybody.